September is Suicide Prevention Month. So joining our discussion now is our mental health expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler. So obviously 988 day today, and I'm glad that Governor Polis declared today that day, just to allow people to know that they're not alone and there are resources. So what are some of the 5 signs that you should not ignore?
Yeah, so first let's just take a step back. When we're talking about suicide prevention awareness, there is that underlying piece around depression. Depression is a leading cause of global disability. A lot of people have depression. So just because you have depression doesn't mean you're necessarily going to have suicidal thoughts. However, it does increase those odds. And so the first thing I'm going to say is, with all of this, it takes a lot of bravery. You're going to maybe hear things that you say and you go, oh my gosh, I have heard someone say that and I didn't know what to do. And that's really common, to not know what to do. So just being aware first and foremost of the signs, though, it has to happen first. So the first sign would be you see that the person is withdrawn and isolated. So they're spending more time by themselves. They're not wanting to do the normal things that they're doing. Those are really like a first warning sign. Pay attention. A lot of different things can be happening, but that's a first sign. The second one is feeling like when you're around the person, they have this sense of hopelessness, and or they overtly talk about death. And they might talk about their own death. They could just talk about death in general. But usually it's hard for somebody who's having suicidal thoughts to not kind of talk about it, maybe talk about a movie. They're just usually going to bring up that kind of conversation. And so again, in context, pay attention to that piece. The third one is a change in mood and behavior. And this is hard, right? Because not all of us are so incredibly steady. But a change in mood and behavior could be that increased irritability, a difference in where they even just go to eat or sleep, or the way they drive. Just something that really stands out to you as like, I know this person and this doesn't seem typical for them. Putting that in the context, again, of all of this sometimes can be a sign. The fourth one is an increased high-risk behavior, self-destructive behavior. So this might be you're seeing that they're drinking more, or maybe they're drinking and driving, they just got a DUI, they got into a huge public fight with somebody. And you can say, it doesn't mean that doesn't have to be out of character, not necessarily, but you're seeing an increase in their norm. So somebody who's going to notice these things might know somebody for a long time. They might not know somebody for a long time, but these are still all risk factors. And the last one is giving away their possessions. And this is, something we see really commonly. And so absolutely, that's another telltale sign, but it's not the only one. It's the one I think that gets a lot of attention, but all of these in context could be those warning signs that you want to do something about.
But when you talk about prevention, it's so hard to be that person to say, I feel like you're going to do something.
Yes.
How do you do it?
So the research says that you want to say this one simple sentence, and it's simple yet hard, but just say, have you had suicidal thoughts? Or have you been thinking about killing yourself?
Direct.
Just like that. One sentence, no judgment to it, no over-explaining. And the research really says that this is a question that can save someone's life. This is a question that's so rarely asked that when somebody gets asked it, it's like, it can almost be a relief, because if you say it just the way that I said it, there's no judgment there. Or it's not like, oh, wait, I'm not the weirdest person or an awful person because I've had these thoughts. If someone asks me the question, then that means it's something that maybe I can actually talk about. Right. So just get comfortable just simply asking that question. Maybe I'm listening to you, I'm watching you, and then I just would say, have you been thinking about ending your life or hurting yourself? When you say hurting yourself, it's kind of dropping it down a notch. And I just want to give people that option in case they go, oh gosh, I just can't imagine saying that. Okay, then say harm yourself or ending your life. Yeah. Anything that can, but it's one question, one sentence.
It's important, very important.
Yeah, and so many people will say, I wish I'd asked that. So
yes.
That's the thing. So
yes,
thank
they will.
you.
Thank you, Dr. Ziegler.
Yeah, you're welcome.